I'm trying to recruit influencers for my brand ambassador program, but I just can't for some reason to get them to convert and join into my team. What am I doing wrong, or what do I need to be doing in order to get more influencers into my program? If you've constantly been asking yourself this question, or you're trying to start a strong brand ambassador program, stay tuned. I have some tips that might help you through it. When it comes to recruiting influencers for your brand ambassador program, a lot of things that brands do incorrectly is think that they have all the leverage. In respect to influencers have spent a ton of time, energy, and potentially money growing and building their audiences. As a brand that's looking to find new brand ambassadors and influencers to help represent your brand, you actually don't have any of the leverage unless you're adding upfront value. If you're looking to start a specific basic brand ambassador program where you're only recruiting influencers and you are only paying them based off the commissions and sales that they generate, then you're actually not bringing any leverage to the table, and the influencer actually has all the leverage. They have the community that you're looking to get in contact with. You're looking to get free advertisement and content created by them if you don't already supply it. And you're looking for them to kind of work for free in the respect that they're going to be constantly pushing that content in order to drive sales to earn that commission value. However, as an influencer, you've already spent a ton of time, energy, and money building your community. Therefore, you want to be compensated up front for the amount of value that you see in your community. Therefore, as a brand, it's important that you guys understand who has the leverage. As a brand approaching an influencer, unless you're adding monetary value or you are a very strong and established brand, you actually don't have any leverage. It's important that you guys start going into these conversations as well as these business opportunities with influencers with the respect that you should be giving as much to these influencers as possible. These influencers are already trusted and respected by their community. Therefore, if you're able to recruit them on your team, the longer you have them on your team, just the better it will be for your brand, because the influencer isn't going to stop growing as soon as he joins your brand. He or she is going to continue to grow as an influencer exponentially, establishing themselves with an even higher sense of reputation within the community. That translating directly back to your brand is something that is kind of priceless. You'll be able to establish yourself in connection with a ton of high-level ranking Instagram influencers that have been able to establish their reputation over time, and that reputation kind of filters back to you because you are also a part of that influencer brand. Another reason why upfront value is so important is because influencers aren't getting paid for every sale that they make. For example, in a commission-based system where there's no upfront value added, let's say the influencer starts posting branded content for your brand, and although they're able to generate a couple sales, let's say a large portion of the users and community members don't actually purchase at that time. Instead, they purchase 3 days later on the actual brand's website, kind of circumventing the influencer, which means that the influencer not only delivered brand value, was able to generate sales, but they didn't get paid out for the actual sales that they were generating, even though they introduced your brand to their consumers. This is a reason why a lot of influencers stray away from commission-based only systems. They're looking more for a kind of a retainer rate for their monthly expenses, and then a possible commission rate on top of that. You have to look at influencers kind of in the same fashion that you look at Facebook ads or Instagram ads. You want to find underpriced attention, or attention that is really, really strong and valuable. This means you really need to fine-tune your Instagram influencer kind of search list, and also maybe your collaboration list. You should really take time to measure the ROI of each campaign to understand if the influencer is worth the money that you're putting up and is worth the commission value that you're possibly giving them. As you go throughout this process, it's important to understand, as the brand that is not established, you need to provide upfront value. There's no other way to really get influencers to join your brand ambassador program unless you're adding that upfront value. Although it may hurt in the short term financially, or it may be a tough thing to do, because you might have to kind of finagle finances in order to create a little bit of ad spend, but it's extremely important. You can start upfront. It doesn't have to be anything vastly crazy. You can start your upfront value at $20, $50, $100 per post. just pay the influencer for their sponsored post, just in case if they don't bring in any value in respect to sales, then they've still been paid for their community. Although you've lost money, you understand now that that influencer isn't worth much, and it would be better in a commission-based system to find that out. But in most instances, you won't ever get that far in a commission-based system because the influencer won't want to work with you because they still value their community above just a commission-based payout. They need both the upfront value and commission. One last thing though, it doesn't always have to be a financial type of value placement that you put for the influencer. Maybe you could add them in your most recent Facebook commercial. Maybe you could give them free products on a monthly basis. Maybe you could start incorporating them on some of your website's actual content and start to showcase them all over your brand's website, therefore pushing up their influencer value and pushing up their reputation and brand awareness of their personal brand throughout the industry. And then also with the free products, they're also getting not exactly financial compensation, but they are getting compensated in the term of products and or a service. These are great methods if you're looking to attract influencers without spending too much. A lot of these methods that you can utilize typically are free in the sense that it doesn't cost much to incorporate an influencer into your next advertisement. You can simply have them create a little bit of footage that you incorporate into the next video. In respect to maybe sending them some free products, ideally you're going to be sending them products based off the retail price. So hopefully your wholesale price is a little bit less. Therefore, let's say you could imagine a $100 value package to an influencer. Sounds a lot better, but it really only costs you maybe, let's say, $20. So you're getting $80 worth of free advertisement for the influencer, but they're still getting that $100 value because that's what consumers would be paying the MSRP for your product. And then finally, maybe adding them throughout your brand's website. Also another free tactic, but it can really help push up that personal brand for the influencer. But these are just some thoughts. I'm sure you guys have a ton of other methods that you'd love to implement. Go ahead and throw them down in the comments below. I would love to hear some other methods that you guys think would be great upfront value type of strategies to implement in an influencer ambassador program. So guys, that's going to wrap up this video. I hope you thoroughly enjoyed, and make sure to stay tuned to the next one.